Good morning. It is Tuesday, streaming, and I've also got it set up on my phone. I've learned so that I can get any of the questions that you guys have so I can see it. And this will also be recorded. So if for any reason you're not able to make it, you'll be joining us later. But today's really going to be fast and furious. And what I would like to do is do a little bit better introduction of the group. This is our first live for Tuesday's live. And then it's also going to be an opportunity for any questions that you might have. But what I'd really like to do is kind of just tell you a little bit more about what the goal of the group is. Because we've built up to 100 members in the month of September, which is when we started the group. And I think that's fantastic. But I would like to explain to those that are here what the group's really what my mission as your host is and what I hope to accomplish with this group. And then I would like for you to invite your friends, other members that you think would really benefit from it, because we do have a specific goal here. It's not just something that I'm going to be coming on. I will be providing information here, but I really want it to be a place that we can benefit each other. And no better way than from people who are already planning their retirement, who are retired, who are happy with what they're doing. I will tell you that we did a poll and it was 100% straight down the middle, 50-50. Half of you were pleased and happy with their retirement, and the other half were not. So, what the poll didn't ask is whether or not you were currently retired or whether or not you were actually planning your retirement. So that's what I really want to do live here is tell us why you're happy. We're here to learn from each other. And the only way to do that is to really be engaging. So if you can't attend, if you're working or you have other plans on commitments on Tuesdays and you can't commit, I'm open to other days. If there's a better day that for you guys, then let's look at that. Certainly open to doing that as well. So today, knowing that 50% of you that are on this in this group and are happy with your retirement plans and the other 50 are not, let's I'm going to encourage you to give me some questions that, if not for today, that I can answer and put up so we can start having some interactive conversations here. Are you stuck maybe at a certain stage of planning your retirement? I will be doing certain webinars here that you can take at your leisure that talk about the stages of retirement. Also talks about some of the gaps in the stages of the retirement, and staying active is the most important thing. So what are you doing that you're really enjoying and that you're enjoying your retirement so much? Those 67 people who said yes, I am happy and I am pleased with my retirement plans. Tell us what you're doing so we can learn from you. And it might give somebody an idea to get kind of stuck out of whatever stage it is that they're stuck in. Sounds like I said stuck several times there. But I did kind of do a layout of how I would like to move forward for the month of October. I have a couple themes that I would like to introduce, so I'll be posting those the Monday before so you can have some ideas. Maybe you can leave some questions if you can't attend live that you would like for us to address. But I'll have little themes that we can focus on for each one of the week. Now, if there's a certain question that comes up and we've got some people that are engaged and have different questions, then it might go in a different direction. But I think starting out for the live events, I would like to have maybe a certain theme that we start with. And then as people get on and maybe have questions, we might go in different directions. But I am your host here, which means that I will be providing topics and information, but that as your host, what I'm hoping is the more we build the group, that people, the more active we engage here, that we're really going to be able to be an engaged group of people that will be able to help each other out. That's the entire goal. So I did a poll to find out if you were interested, and you can go back through the post here and see that beautiful blue color. And when I went to the Jimmy Buffett retirement community, that was so far the best response to any post or any ad was the Dreamsicle house that I walked through. That was one of the models at the Jimmy Buffett retirement community in Hilton Head. And so that beautiful bold color, I asked everybody if they were interested in knowing what the color was. We didn't really have any engagement. I hate to say it, but mostly it was my family that was paying attention and responded. So we have created a poll in Instagram because apparently you can no longer do polls on Facebook. And there are so many rules that we actually can't even ask you to comment. We actually can't ask you to comment below. Is it a word that apparently it'll kick your post into some kind of other alert for Facebook? So you have to be very careful on the words you use. So going back to the bold and the beautiful blue color, after we do the poll, I hope I'm not saying any keywords that's doing this, but we're going to get people just this for the rest of the week to kind of just for something fun to guess what the color of the color is. And then what we'll do is we'll share that here in the group. And I'll actually I did talk to the community and got the number and everything for you. So if you're interested in putting that beautiful blue color so you can feel like you're on vacation every day, then I will be sharing that here with you as well. And that's another part of what I want to do for this group is I'll be going to Virginia here in a couple of weeks, checking out some new community there and bringing those back to you. So I'm kind of your eyes and your ears and bringing back some of the exciting new places that are available so that when you're planning and you're in the planning stages, or if you're stuck and you're one of those 63% who are not happy with your retirement, it might spark something to get you out of the stage of being able to answer yes to that question instead of saying no, that you're not happy. So the more you're engaged here, then I am here to receive and, like I said, be your eyes, your ears, your feet, and be glad to answer any questions that you have. So upcoming live streams that we have scheduled for the rest of the Tuesdays, then I will be posting the title, but if you have any future questions, if you're not able to attend. And to just tell you a little bit more, like I said, today's going to be kind of fast and furious, and I'm going to try and slow down because I know I talk very quickly, is just to give you an idea of why I started this group and what my goal is. And after working in senior living for the last decade, and then before that in real estate and working with many wonderful families, helping them change their lifestyle. And I personally have moved over 24 times. My husband was in the military active duty, so we moved several times. And I'm one of those weird people. I love moving. I look at it as an absolute adventure to see, new communities and decorate a house and make it your own and organize the drawers. I mean, some of you are probably cringing right now, but I actually really, really do enjoy that piece of it. So with that being said, when we're looking at communities and looking at moving forward, some of you really have a fear of that moving piece. And there are so many organizations and resources out there to help you make that so smooth. And I work with some of the best professionals in the industry. Matter of fact, I won't blow it, but we have a guest that's going to be with us on the last Tuesday who helps you to stage your home for whether you are selling your home or staging your home to live, which I think is brilliant. Never even heard of that. She also will help if you guys have rental properties or Airbnbs. She helps you stage your home for renting those as well. So I'm really excited about having her here for our guest the last Tuesday of the month. So with my passion for working with seniors, after I worked in an assisted living community for so long, I saw there was a problem. And the problem was that we were working in emergency mode because people were not planning ahead. They didn't have a backup plan. And so I thought, what I want to do is try and solve the problem, fix what it is that people aren't doing, which is they're planning up to their retirement, but then there's 10 or 20 years that they don't plan for. And do you want to age in place the way you want to age in place, or do you just want to age out? And by aging out, that means just letting whatever happens. I'll just roll with it and deal with it at that time. You would not believe how many people do that. And I'll be honest, that terrifies me, because I've seen it, I've lived it, I've worked through it, and it's gut-wrenching for families. I've done with not just people in my community and families moving into my communities, but I've actually been through it with my family. And what I want to do here is build a community that we can all learn how to avoid those things. And I'm telling you, it's easier than you think. You can completely remove that fear and age fearlessly by just asking yourself a couple of questions. And that's why I created the plan, was that we can have that written so that if it's ever needed, and I hope it's never needed, that that you have your wishes already out there so that the family doesn't have to try and figure that out in an emergency situation. But with all the new and exciting things that are going on in retirement, there are communities now that are trying to build where they're intergenerational communities. I will tell you, when I worked in an independent living community, one of the most common things I would hear, actually in both assisted living and independent living, is, I don't belong here. I don't want to live and look at a bunch of old people. They were probably between 86 and 90. So I find this extremely entertaining and comical, but I also understand it. And by what's coming now for the next generation and for baby boomers moving forward is living in a community where you do have young people and older people, and it's not just one big building and one dining room. It's actually a whole community that's planned with grocery stores in walking distance, shopping in walking distance, so that you're engaged and around other people and you aren't just feeling like you're in this one place with this one group of people all the time. We want to be engaged with different people. We want to do different things each day. We want to travel. So another interesting concept that's out there that's new is there are communities that are being built for people who do love to travel. They have sister communities. So if you decide you live in North Carolina and you want to go to the Grand Canyon, you can actually stay at a sister community. And depending on the availability, sometimes up to 2 weeks. And that's another thing that's a really kind of new concept, and people really who love to travel love having that option, because they get a similar sense of community, because they are staying in something that's very familiar to them, but then they're getting to go and do the travel and doing the things that they would like to do. So I live here in North Carolina, and I have clients in Atlanta, Florida, Charleston, and really advertise everywhere depending on the need. We have learned to do things now virtually. So if you visit my website at courtesyplan.com, you will see that I have virtual plans so that we can do things live just like we're doing here. I did design this to be where I do come into your home and do a consultation, because if you decide you want to stay in your home and go nowhere else, we need to kind of do a contingency plan and make sure that that's possible. I think I shared with you in a previous live that why my house is not conducive to that I live in now, but this was only in the next 7 years of our plan. So we plan on downsizing after my youngest son is out of high school, and we're already looking at where we're going from there and what we're doing. So we're definitely into the next 10, 20 years of our retirement plan. And I hope that you are a mix of people in here that are planning, and some of you that are actually already retired, because I think that that's where we can really learn and grow from each other. And my goal is to build a big enough group here that the next time when I go to Nashville and I'm amongst the leaders in this industry, that we have a collective voice of, hey, I want to raise my hand, and this is what this group of people would love to see. Who's going to step up and reach the need of what people really want to see? And that would be extremely exciting for me to be able to gain that. So next year, it was in October that I went. So let's make that goal, that we build a loud enough, bold enough group of us that we can go and make some changes for ourselves and for the next generation of people that will be moving into retirement. So I only have a few more minutes today. I'm actually running to a community here to have lunch, and that is something that I do so that I can actually, when I tell you about a community, I tell you about a lot more than just, I didn't turn my ringer off, sorry. I tell you about a lot more than just, what they have to offer. I go in and I try the best I can to really get to know the people that work there, get to know the food and the lifestyle. So when I speak to it, I can really and truly speak to it. And so many of these communities, I've been around for so long, I already know pretty much. The good thing is, a lot of these people, there's not a lot of turnover. So you really get to know the people that are there, and some brilliant people that work in this industry. So I don't have really any comments to answer any questions. So I'm hoping that if this is going to be something that you view later on today, that the one thing you heard early on is that this is going to be a very interactive community. And by the more you're engaged, the more questions that you have for me, the better off we can all help each other out. And the people who are planning their retirement, the people that are living their retirement and living it well and really engaged and active, tell us what you're doing and what your day looks like in retirement. Does it look like, my poll question was, does your retirement match the vision that you had? And like I said, it was split down the middle. 50% said yes, 50% said no. A little over 50% said yes. So tell us what you're doing. That's going to help each one of us think about, maybe how do we look at our plan and see if we're really got everything that we vision. I know some of us want to play golf, and some of us want to, get on our boat and go fishing. We talk about travel, and of course that world right now is kind of different than what it was. So what is that going to look like? And what can we do locally? We've started traveling a lot locally because we haven't been able to go to the places that we had planned on, simply because of how things have changed. And it is great. You just make the best of whatever situation, and that's the backup contingency plans that I'm talking about, and being flexible and being fluid. And the more resources you have, the more flexible you can be. And to me, my little tagline is, plan confidently and age fearlessly, because to me, power is in knowledge. And if you know that something has been challenged by the plans that you made, and you have a contingency plan and you have a backup, that's where aging fearlessly comes in, is because, okay, we'll go with plan B or C or whatever it is. But I feel blessed to be here with you. I'm excited about this opportunity. I absolutely have a passion for what I do with helping families and helping you as an individual. I love it. I really do. And I might have lost a few of you with knowing I moved that many times, and I actually love it. We've been in this house for almost 3 years. I'm kind of getting an itch a little bit. That's how much I love it. And that's crazy, I know, to some of you, because I've worked with people who've lived in their house for over 30 years, 40 years, and they really have a challenge with it. So if I can hold your hand and make you excited about the next stage of life, I am 100% meeting my goal. And I just want to thank you for your time. today, and I want to thank you for being a part of this group. And I really, really hope that you will be engaged, that if you can't make the lives, that you'll view them later, that you'll comment. I'll read each and every one of them. I'll answer all of your questions, and if I can't answer your question, I will find the answer. And that's what I want to achieve as your host. So you have a wonderful Tuesday and a great rest of your week. And I'll be sharing in my blog I'm working on right now about the trip that I had to Hilton Head. And then I'll be sharing in my next blog about my trip to Fredericksburg and some of the communities there. So whether we had a lot of our viewers who are actually in the Virginia area, which is why I'm heading that way this Saturday. And I'll be there through the first of next week. So you guys have a glorious day, and it was wonderful to be here with you for just a few minutes. I have no idea what happened with the drop before, but hopefully you got to see the rest of this. You guys take care. Bye.